So, how people view you is how I'm thinking of naming this episode. It's gonna be in reference, in the title, is in reference to a video by Sneako. I think I discovered Sneako, I first found his videos, I don't know when actually, a few years ago. And it was probably that video, how people view you, which I just watched a few minutes ago before doing this. I needed to untie my hair, which I'm not particularly good at, as you can see. And I thought I should probably close the window for the sound. We're recording. So I thought about that video and Sneako. So I think one reason why I got into his videos and started watching them was because he was quite confident in the way he spoke, his delivery, and this performative aspect of his delivery. But also because he's 1/4 black, which it sounds weird to say out loud. It's a weird thing, but I'm 1/4 black. And I don't know how to talk about this, but it's weird because, basically I'll go straight to the point. It's weird because, It's weird because I'm not white. And I'm not black, of course, either. But I don't consider myself white, and I never have. And I was raised mostly by my mother and stepfather, but the one that I always lived with was my mother. And my mother is half black. And it's important for her, it's important to her that she is, I don't know, sounds stupid, but that's just who she is. She's mixed race. And as such, she raised us from that point of view. And being 1/4 black is weird, essentially. And Sneako is 1/4 black. I remember he talked about that in one of his videos. And I thought, I think he's pretty much the same age as me. And he talked about what that's like to a degree. I don't really remember exactly what he talked about. But that's something that he does talk about at some point. I remember at school, a specific kid that kept saying, "Oh, Abraham's 1/16 black." And the point was that me just being myself, he took that to mean that I was trying to be something I'm not. And like, that's something I've thought about a lot, just generally in my life. Moments where people suggested that oh, you're trying to be black. I'm like, because I feel like I'm pretty, clearly I'm not that confident in my identity, if what these people said affected me. But nonetheless, how do I say this? I never thought to myself, oh, I'm gonna do this so that people will think I'm black, if that makes sense. It just felt like I'll do this because that's who I am. It's like, I love hip hop, I love reggae music because of my parents. Same with hip hop. My mother made me start to play basketball when I was a kid. So at school I would always play basketball. I had an afro. I'd get cornrows. And it's like, oh, we see what's happening here. You're trying to, put on that image. And it's strange because I overthink a lot. And I'll want to do something because it feels right. But then immediately I'll think to myself, yeah, but why do you really want to do this? And so with that other case, like me, just my appearance, my behavior, it's like, oh, I want to comb my hair because I need my hair, I don't want it to get tangled. But then I immediately think, oh, look at this guy, he thinks he's black. Just stupid, really. It's just school situations you see at school. But anyways, it is something that I think about because my mother, since we were kids, always she told us about history in terms of what it means to be black. Not what it means for us to be black, because we're not black, we're mixed race. And I mean, I feel very privileged that she did that, because for a long time now I haven't thought about, the history you get taught in school. We all know that, and then the things that get left out, the things that don't make the people currently kind of in power, that don't make them look good. And how do I say this? I mean, my opinion on having knowledge on slavery, on the history, on that part of history and everything, is that we shouldn't look at it as black history. I think that's a big problem with that situation, is that it's human history, and we look at it as white people did things to black people, when it's people did things to other people. I don't know exactly how to express that idea, but it's like, I don't know this one. Nope. I remember, when the BLM protest started, there were people making videos on the internet, kind of talking through the history of slavery and what it means and blah blah blah. And it seemed like everyone was learning about this for the first time. The more the details, and it just seemed like people in general were learning about this for the first time. And because it seems like we look at it like that's, knowing this in detail is for black people because it's their history. We don't look at it in terms of, this is the history of the world we live in now, and you shouldn't look at it as, for example, I'm white. Either I should feel guilt because people who were white hundreds of years ago, dozens of years ago, very recently, did horrible things, or instead of saying, like, these are our ancestors, whether we are related to them by blood or not, these are the people who lived in the world before us, and that's what just like when you learn about history in general, it's good to know about history because you understand the world. I don't know where I'm going with all this. But so, I was talking about Sneako. How people view you. Anyways. And I remember at school at some point I thought to myself, I thought about a quick answer I could give to anyone who would say, you're white, stop thinking that because you're 1/4 black, that makes you black, you're just white. And I thought a good answer would be, if you take a white square and you divide it in 4, right? 4 equal sections, and you paint one of those squares black. Are you looking at the white square or 3 white squares and a black square? Like, you're not. Anyways, I remember thinking about, oh, next time someone says that, I'll just say that. Next time someone. Anyways. But so, coming back to Sneako, it was probably a few years ago now. When he wasn't as big as he is now. A few years ago, I messaged him saying, I think that his designs for like his brand were not like very good, and I thought I could do better. And he replied, show me some designs or something, which is an opportunity. Actually, I wonder how the sound is going to come out with the sound of me detangling my hair. It's going to be very annoying, I imagine. Oh well, too late now. Too late to go back. Where was I? Anyway, I messaged him. He said, show me some designs, which you never know. I mean, I imagine even at that time he was getting a lot of DMs, and probably similar DMs. But nonetheless, had I sent him something, had it been really good, undeniably good, then that would have been a good opportunity. And yeah, I don't really follow what he does now, but it's just, that was an opportunity and I squandered it and never sent anything because I wasn't happy with what I had made. The thing with this current video is it about how people view you, or is it about Sneako? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Oh, shit. I guess I need to. It's weird. So this is episode 3. Pretty sure. Episode 2 got a lot of views, which when you're on YouTube and you watch videos, and I always look at the view count, right? I'm sure I'm not the only one. I look at all the numbers. I just look at it and I don't really it doesn't go anywhere, that information. But anyways, when you're scrolling through YouTube and you watch videos, every video has millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views. So obviously I'm not saying the video got a lot of views in that sense, but in the sense that I didn't expect it to get more than 10 views. And it's weird. It's weird to think that it's just weird. It's weird because, I mean, it got a lot more views than the first one, and a lot more views than the ones that I had made before the first one that I put on private. And it's like, what if this current one gets more views? It's like, that's more people hearing me rant and vent and bullshit and open up a little. And one of my colleagues, Juvie, hi Juvie if you're watching, told me that he had seen it. I don't know why. I guess at some point I gave him the name of my YouTube channel. I don't know, and maybe he followed or whatever. And he told me he'd watched it, and that was so weird. That was so weird because, especially since it was the first round of these videos where I was more candid, and yeah, it's just strange. It is just strange. Strangers seeing this, as well as people I know, just strange. And but it makes me somewhat uncomfortable. It doesn't make me that uncomfortable now that I think about it. Yet. But yeah, it's just strange, I think. But I think I need to keep doing it and do it more. What's the word? Maybe passionately, but just more with more intent. Actually, one of the comments was I should do a checklist of ideas. That was a good idea. I actually didn't. I had thought about like a video title and ideas and blah blah blah, and then I threw them all out the window, so to speak, and decided to just record this now instead. But yeah, getting a checklist and ideas and plan it more is what I'll do in the future. Also, one of the comments said mutt, and that's a very good comment. It's YouTube, and I imagine that person watched like a few seconds of it. Most likely. But imagine if they watched the whole thing. I think that's pretty funny. That they watched the whole thing because they really wanted to make their opinion. Of how do I feel about that person. They watched the whole thing, and then when they were finished, they thought, "Mutt, that's how I feel about this person." But yeah, I got that. There were a few comments, and that is just strange. Anyways, I went. It's currently Tuesday afternoon. I went out on Sunday night. Went out on Sunday night, went home, and slept. As in, stayed in bed, slept, woke up, slept a few times, without leaving the bed from Monday morning, like at 5 a.m. Monday morning, 5 a.m. until Tuesday evening, or Tuesday afternoon, until 2 hours ago. I've never done that before. I'll never do that again. And that was weird. My main adjective is just a synonym of strange or weird today. Yeah, I went out with some friends, some colleagues. We went to a strip club first. It was my first time ever in a strip club. And it felt a bit like descending into hell. I think of the film Babylon, which it was an interesting film. My hair looks really weird, huh? The film Babylon, which it got to a point towards the end where I thought, basically this is Boogie Nights. I mean, the structure, I thought about Boogie Nights. But there's this scene towards the end, which is, I would say, the most memorable scene of the film, where they're descending into hell, like layer after layer, just descending lower and lower. And I got a similar sense when I went through the door and went downstairs to the strip club. And yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It's pretty weird. It is. Well, let's say I sat down with my friend. I sat down. Immediately they sat us down in front of, I don't know, I guess one of the stages where a lady was performing. And I thought to myself, oh, there I am in a strip club. Because strip clubs, I've seen them in so many movies, right? It's one of those things. It almost feels like I had already been in a strip club because, I don't know, you watch so many movies, scenes in strip clubs, that But then, you know, if you're, I don't know, most people, you understand that just because you've experienced something on your TV or whatever, on your phone, doesn't mean that it's not the same thing as experiencing it for real. And so maybe it kind of made me feel like, oh, but being in an actual strip club, maybe that would be quite fun and nice when it's only just creepy in movies. But no, it wasn't fun or nice. It was pretty weird. But so, I know, I sit down, there's this lady performing. I think, oh, okay, here's a naked lady dancing. We wait. Another lady comes to take our drinks order. And so it's this dark, it's quite dark, like a dark room with a bunch of men in chairs and a bunch of women in their underwear walking around and some performing. And behind us there was a table with like 4 ladies. And they didn't acknowledge us until we ordered the drinks. I think the drinks, as soon as the drinks touched the table, 3 ladies just descend on us. Just descend on us, my friend and I. Anyways, they talked to us a little bit. And we both separately go and get our private show. And I was just trying to have a conversation with Risa. Just trying to have a conversation as she was dancing and getting undressed. And I thought, I don't know what I thought, to be honest. I don't know what I thought. I thought, well, now I've done that, don't have to do it again. Yeah, I went to a strip club for the first time. Then went to a strip club, then went to a club that was not a strip club. And we danced, we drank. Feels good to dance. We danced, we drank, then we got home. We left to get home. And we left to get home. I went home with one of my colleagues because she was just completely, she was very out of it. And she was more out of it than me. But I feel like I was very out of it, and yet I was very much focused on let's be like, what's the word? Let's be responsible here. We all need to get home, let's just keep moving, let's just get home, blah blah blah. At the same time I was like, oh, what the fuck? Anyways, we got home to my place. And then we slept. And the next day, I had put an alarm on because she had to leave at a certain time to do something. So I put an alarm on, thought I'll wake up tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. The alarm was for like a few, 4 hours later. She had to leave because it was Monday. Put the alarm on. I think it woke me up. Yeah, I think so. I woke up. I told her, you have to wake up. You have to go. And it seemed like she was as out of it and drunk as she had been a few hours prior. Like she was completely not prepared to go back into the real world. I'm pretty sure I just fell back asleep, woke up later. We both had a bit more energy. I should have been smart. Well, I don't know. Anyways, I shouldn't have done what I did, which was, hey, let's smoke some weed. I have no idea why that idea came into my mind. I have no clue. No clue. It felt like such a, what's the word? A weightless idea, like, let's just do that, and then that'll be fun, and then we can go on with our day. But instead we started smoking, and it felt like she slowed way down. She slowed down so much, like the sloth in Zootopia. There was so much delay before she spoke, and it felt like I sped up a lot, and my heart beats quite fast. What's the word? Constantly, but it was beating much faster. And as soon as it hit, I was 100% aware of the fact that it was a bad idea. Felt so clear in my mind. Everything felt so clear. So as soon as it hit, I felt like, oh, that was the worst idea of all time. I was supposed to do pretty much the opposite and find a way to get her home safely. And I guess I could have just hopped on the Uber with her and taken her home earlier, instead of thinking, oh, she's not in the mind state to go home, so we'll just wait. Anyways, so during that little trip there, as I was looking at her, I felt like I was seeing her skull. She looked so fucking scary. And it's like her face, it felt like nothing changed about her face, and yet it was so scary. Anyways, yeah, I got a bit anxious, and then, but at the same time, my mind felt so clear. And I told her, I need to quit my job. What date is it today? I need to give my notice. And I'll quit in 2 weeks. I need to give a 2 weeks notice, I believe. I'll give my notice, and that way I can quit on the day of my birthday. On my birthday. Like everything in my mind felt so clear. Like I need to give my notice tomorrow, so I can quit in 2 weeks. I need to quit this job, absolutely. That felt certain. And another thing was, I need to shave my head. I need to shave my head. And that's what he does in the video, right, Sneako? He shaves his head. Oh, I like to shave my head when I shave my head completely when I feel like an important moment has happened. Like something, a step, so just something that changed me. Just life will be different after that. I've done it a few years ago. Well, the length of my hair is since the last time I cut them, so I really look very ugly when I'm bald. There's nowhere to hide when there's no hair on my head. And there's pros and cons. I don't think I'm gonna shave my head right now in this video, as I thought maybe I could, maybe it would be a good idea. But no, I don't think so. It also seems very unlikely that I'll give my notice tomorrow and quit it and leave in 2 days. Yeah. Very, very unsure at the moment. Well, I've reached a point. Well, actually, have I? The title is How People View You, or See How People... I think it's How People View You. The title is How People View You. What else do I have to say on that subject? Well, when we talked yesterday, she said, it doesn't matter what people think of you. I think to a degree she believes that in the way she said it. And letting go of that seems like it would be very helpful. But it's not easy. Letting go of how people view you. Letting go of needing to sound good. As a result of this little trip, whatever you want to call it, I haven't done anything this weekend. No work. Zero. No work. Nothing. And I'm going back to work tomorrow. The idea of giving my notice is scary. It's like, what do I do then? I have to find another job. It seemed like I should try to find a job in the industry I'm interested in. A lot of things were very clear in that little trip. A lot of ideas, a lot of things. Just, I knew what to do, what was right, make good decisions. Quitting my job. Should I quit my job? Should I? Many other things came up that seemed so clear. I'm not going to mention all of them. But many things. Cutting my hair seems like it would just be quite convenient. That's one thing that I liked about the idea of cutting my hair, was that I know that it makes me look just ugly when I have a bald head. But I don't care. I felt like that was part of the appeal when I did it before. Was, yeah, I know, I look like Deadpool. Not really, but I look better with the hair, let's put it that way. But I'm cutting the hair in a symbolic way. And it doesn't matter how I look. It doesn't matter how people see me. That's the hair thing. It's, yeah. And the hair thing. The cutting my hair thing. Yeah, I think we can end it here. My whole body, I was gonna say my mind, but my whole body feels like jello. I didn't eat for more than didn't eat from Sunday night to now Tuesday afternoon. Didn't eat, didn't walk. Just lay down in the dark, in a bed, in the dark, for so long. What the fuck? Someone just got home. Yeah. This episode will be titled How People View You, I think. When I watched his video, Sneakos, I mean, he's very young in that video. I don't know how to say this exactly, but I read some comments, and some of them was saying that he became the person he hated or he didn't want to be when he was young. He was painting the portrait of someone he didn't want to be, and that's who he's become now. And when I was watching his videos, I mean, how do I say this? He seems, from what I've seen, to be financially successful now. Very successful. And he's wanted to be that for a while. And he's tried and tried. And people are suggesting that he compromised himself to get there. Like, he used to always talk about quality over quantity. And now he makes a lot of quantity. And there was always something, how do I say, a bit shallow about his message and his messaging. Shallow in the sense that it was just, he was regurgitating a lot of ideas in a confident way, but just not bringing anything new to it. Like, that's one way I felt when I watched his videos. Not the ones he's making recently, but a year or maybe more ago. Just a lot on the surface, talking about things, wise ideas and such things, in just quite a shallow way, like not bringing anything new to it. And he's very young, obviously, but he has the charisma and the energy that other young people gravitate towards his work, and they first hear these ideas from him, or at least they hear it from him and they connect with it more because he's the cool, good-looking, charismatic guy. But I guess, how do I say this? I guess I started watching because of that first video. It went viral, I think. And there was something to it that was quite interesting, right? In the fact that he learned the full script, and I suppose recited it multiple times with his hair shaved and before. And when the editing begins, it kind of throws you off. And then you think, oh, that's pretty cool. That's a neat idea. The messaging was not that interesting, or that. But he has good delivery, right? So that's important, and that makes it work. But he never kind of lived up, if that makes sense, to that. I feel like that was his what's the word? His peak. Making a video that's kind of content-wise was okay. Like, he was really young, so you can't really criticize that. And style-wise was quite interesting. But after that, I don't think he did anything that felt like that. But also one thing I'd criticize is the fact that when he's stating these ideas that a lot of people agree with, that are not like new or crazy original ideas, but when he's stating them, I guess it's the arrogance of youth that obviously I have because I'm young and ignorant, but of thinking you know things. And I feel like being pretty much the same age as him and having similar thought patterns in some things, just seeing him regurgitate these ideas and say these ideas, and it never hit, if that makes sense. It never penetrated, because I know the same ideas, but I wouldn't state these ideas with a kind of certainty. I think there will always be a lot of doubt in me. And although I feel like I know things, I know that I should take the harder path and challenge myself to become better. I know that, but I'm always prepared to question that. And even if I kind of state it, which is not entirely true, like what I'm saying, I will say things as if they're certain, all the time actually. But I feel like I can't do that on this platform. I feel like I can't do that in this current situation. I can do that in person when I'm speaking to someone, because there's this kind of friction that happens when you disagree with someone, and you can, in a way, I feel like it's better that I pick my side of the argument and try to consolidate it and make it as strong as possible, and then kind of throw it at someone else so that they can do the same from their point of view, because I am so strongly arguing my point of view that makes them kind of pull out all their best weapons, or all their best arguments, all their best ideas to refute my side. And in that way we can, I think that's the idea behind it, that we can discover things, we can find things we didn't know. So, because I always do, I love this, I love doing that, just getting into arguments with people. I do love that. And I love to do that, to just throw as much as possible at them and try to be like, I believe this, and I'm certain of it, and you can't, try to change my mind because you're not gonna succeed. I like to do that so that they actually try, and then at the end of the conversation, I might have learned something, right? So I feel like that feels in a way natural to do that in real life. But I feel like that's not something you can do in a place where like I'm just talking to myself, and people might, what's the word? Yeah, they might, I don't know what I'm trying to say. People might think that I am certain of things, when in fact I am very uncertain about almost everything. There are things I am certain about, I think. But I'm not interested in talking about these. But actually, in a way, me kind of arguing a point the way I would in real life on this platform does give the chance for people to, like in the comments, to reply and disagree, and for me to perhaps learn from that as well. Yeah. Certainty is a weird thing, just this idea of, you do need some certainty in life. You need that. But you also need doubt. It's a careful balance, because you need to be flexible in your ideas and accept that something you've believed maybe for your whole life might be wrong. That's important. In the same way, you can't just be a flip-flopper, you can't just change your mind all the time. I tend to be a flip-flopper on some things. I mean, just like my fucking hair. Like not a few hours ago, actually it was yesterday. Yesterday I was like, yep, I'm cutting my hair, that's the thing to do. And then since I woke up, I'm like, yeah, I'm not cutting my hair. And now I'm still unsure. I just watched this video on dopamine reset, I think. Something I really need to do. Just eliminate distractions. But I think so, but I am on YouTube, right? Now that I think about it, I definitely don't do the type of content that I think I should eliminate from my life. Like, this thing that I'm doing right now is so fucking boring. Like, you know, it's so boring. I don't think I would binge watch this, or like, the problem can't be just entertainment in general. Or not even, I mean, does this count as entertainment? Probably not. What is this? The problem can't just be music, YouTube videos in general. Anyways, I was thinking to myself, so I need to completely cut off the part of YouTube that allows me to digest content. I need to cut that off. But I still want to make my videos. So I need to keep YouTube. So I thought, if I do that, then the only YouTube videos I'll have access to on my own, how weird would that be? Like, I feel like going on YouTube, but the best compromise I can do is to watch a recording of myself speaking monotonously for an hour. But I thought about this, like, just, I'll keep doing this. Maybe at some point I'll have 100 episodes, can you imagine? 50 episodes, 100 episodes, 200 episodes, and I'll be able to just binge watch my videos. And that will be my YouTube kind of universe. Me redigesting myself. That would be so weird. Because your YouTube, you shape your YouTube algorithm. Like, they give you what you want, but then this shapes you in return, in a way, right? And I have my influences, but then I would just be consuming me regurgitating my influences. No more YouTube. No more mindless. No more mindless digestion. Mindless. Whatever. No more mindlessness. That's what I need to do. I need to take a shower. I haven't eaten in 2 days. I haven't taken a shower in 2 days. What a weird few days I've had. And at the end, having made a lot of mistakes, let's hope that I learn a few things. That would be good. If I learn a few things. Alright. Just end this here. Well, thank you for listening if you did. Sorry. Juvie, if you're listening, sorry. And goodbye.